Hello, and welcome back. Last time we left off, I'm pretty sure we just wrapped up the Crucible, or Operation Starseed, or whatever they called it. Probably, in my opinion, the best quest in the game so far. And that's not saying much. Not a great showing so far. This game's not been great. But we are definitely coming up towards the end of it. However, today, there's just a handful of things that I guess we should try to knock out of the way, like just get them out of the way now. Basically, there's a handful of unique locations that I would actually like to go and visit, because we haven't either picked up any activity to go there, or there just literally isn't any activity to go there. So we're going to go and check those places out, see what we can find, see what we can see. As you can see, I'm at least a couple of levels higher than I used to be, again. Done a bit of grinding, didn't make a new ship this time, unfortunately. I did remodel one of my ships. But aside from that, there hasn't really been a whole lot. I've made a couple more outposts. I found a location that has both sealant and adhesive, which is extremely useful. This, of course, is not one of them. This is my Kodos outpost that I made on one of the islands that is next to the Fortuna. I just made it here because, one, I really like the idea of having an island outpost. I think that's a really neat, cool concept. Plus, the sunrises here are great. The vistas are great. However, it does kind of highlight to me, man, the water in this game just looks really bad. Like, there's almost no shading or shadows on the water, period. It's just not great. Not great. Definitely, oddly enough, one of the worst looking Bethesda games, I would say. Like, I think the only thing this game really has going for it is sometimes the shading on the faces looks really good. Like, my character right now looks really good inside his helmet. But if you were to just walk the streets of Aquila City...
One wrong step and you could go flying.
I don't even see where she is. She sounds like she's inside the ship right now. Oh, there she is. She's all the way down there. And I guess I can show off the ship real quick. Yeah, I made a couple of outposts. This one is purely aesthetic fun. Nothing more. There's literally nothing on Kodos that I really want. I just like the way this place looks. I made a base in Jemison. I made another base in Jemison, right in front of Aquila... Jesus. New Atlantis. And I made one on Gagarin.
I picked up a fascinating sample.
Jeez.
Want to have a look?
Fucking... No. Everyone get out of the fucking cockpit. Why is everyone in the cockpit? Jesus. Yeah, this is Pillar of Salt. You might remember this ship from early on in the playthrough. One of the first ships, aside from the Blackbird, that I made. I've completely remodeled it to look like... because if you recall, I made the ship based on an old Lego minifigure that I made when I was like a kid. And I dug it up because I still have it. I dug it out of the garage. Somehow, miraculously, it is still mostly intact. It's missing a couple of pieces, but they're kind of irrelevant. And I tried to make it look as close as physically possible, with some minor adjustments that I feel are more aesthetically pleasing. And, yeah, this is really pretty much a one-to-one of what it was, with, of course, like a couple of details here and there. But, yeah, it's a really neat ship. I really like this thing. It's big, it's huge, it's got serious Ebon Hawk vibes to it, while being its own unique thing. Reminds me a bit of the Outrider, actually. Just a little bit more pointed.
Looks peaceful from up here, doesn't cockpit.
Yeah, inside the cockpit, it's a bit dark. It's a bit cramped. But I kind of like that. It's really interesting. Ah, yes, that's right. This ship is also super duper not finished. I'm missing all sorts of weapons on it. Like, I don't have a secondary weapon. I just have the one blaster on it right now. It's because I was kind of fishing for a lot of money just to be able to upgrade it. But it is a pretty slick looking ship. I like it quite a bit. Whoops! But anyway, let's get on to what I actually intend on doing. So basically, if we go to our quest log here, we'll see a bunch of quests that, you know, we've got random nonsense, we've got power from beyond and all of that stuff. Burden of proof is, of course, still on the table. Light in the darkness, there's literally no new stories to tell. And that's it. And I did some checking, and what we have completed here is effectively it. Like, this is the whole game we're looking at right here. There's very few other things that we could really be doing. This is literally it. However, there are still plenty of locations we haven't visited. Like, for instance, we have all these sensor contacts. No clue what they do. We've got... If we go over to... like, Narian, for instance. We've got all these other locations. You've got things like the clinic, Stroud Eklund. And there's things like that scattered all over the place. Like, I think if we go to Olympus, there's something in Olympus. Basically, if a location has, like, a name, right? Because I always found it strange that Olympus has a marker. Like, why does Olympus have a marker on the map? Because there's nothing here. There's no cities in Olympus. Even on Nisoy here, there's no cities on Nisoy. I'm assuming it's because you're, if you get the dream home, your dream home is on Nisoy. But outside of that, there's nothing. There's the Almagest, which is one of the things we will be taking a look at. But outside of that, there's nothing there, and I always found that oddly bizarre. But we're going to go to Alpha Centauri, and there's a couple of places here. We've got the Deimos Armored Transport. We've got the Star Station RE-939, or whatever that said. But we're going to hit the Deimos Armored Transport first, because that's, like, the most basic bitch thing that we probably should have done first. And I guess I should explain myself a little bit further. Basically, you're kidding. You're kidding.
It never gets old.
Oh, why is he so strong? Ram him. That works. I forgot how fast this thing is. Did he not drop anything? Interesting. So where'd that transport go, huh? It was here, right? There it is. Yeah, it's just so dark I can barely see it. Coming in hot. But yeah, basically, what these locations are the equivalent of Skyrim dungeons, if that makes any sense.
Perfect. Didn't even
It's just the problem with this game is that it's 90% fast travel. Like, everything that you can do in this game is going to be done through fast travel. And that's one of the things that I really don't like about it. Like, for instance, if you were to land somewhere and just kind of stroll around, you're going to find plenty of procedural nonsense, but you're never really going to find anything handcrafted or interesting. If there's something handcrafted or interesting on a planet, you're just going to land at that spot.
I doubt this vessel is space-worthy.
And I think that's incredibly boring. And quite unfortunate, because I would much prefer to be able to actually have a reason to go out and look for things. Actually have a reason to go out and investigate things. Like, as it is, because the reason I didn't come to any of these locations is because I assumed, there must be a quest tied to these things, but no, there is not. There's no quest tied to these things. Things like the Almagest are just there for you to investigate as is. Places like this are just here for you to investigate as is. And interestingly enough, there's a bunch of corpses just kind of strewn about.
If we could somehow restore
Assuming they
power
were
to the
trying to
store,
break
we
in.
might be able to discover what's inside.
Although I do vaguely remember this place. This might have actually been a location I visited, but I would have no way of knowing because there's no actual markers on the map that tell you if you've been here or not. The most you would get is like the Skyrim, cleared thing. Because it does say that every now and then. But boy, am I lost in here. I don't know where I'm going or what I'm looking for. There's gotta be some way through. Yeah, here we go, over here.
Here we go.
I do really like the zero gravity stuff. I just wish it got used a bit more.
Might as well take what we can.
So this is the loading bay. There's several. Yeah, because I remember going through the elevator and whatnot. I remember a lot of this, now that I think about it.
Damn. No power to the lift. Only way up is through that access hatch.
Berserker shoddy. Is there actually anything of value in there? No, probably not.
Get down!
Phew. Ava's directive, yeah, we don't need to read that. That's just generic. Just some generic nonsense that they all say. And that's kind of the other problem, too, is, like, sure, it's a unique location, but man, there's nothing of note here. It is just as boring as every other location. It's just as pointless. Woo! That guy hurts. Yeah, whatever he has can burn me. Find Kraken? I don't know why it was burning me. Maybe it's got white hot rounds. That would make sense. I must have been here already. Or maybe not, because this door isn't open? Well, that just takes us back out here. Let me in. Okay, and that's the door. What am I missing? Oh yeah, going through here.
This engineering section is completely unstable. The power is fluctuating badly, causing multiple malfunctions. We must be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all coming back to me now. We've been here. At least I think. Unless this is just, they reused the assets for this, which could be entirely possible, I don't know. But I do vaguely remember this place. This was like early in the playthrough. That's probably why I don't even remember coming through here. Yeah, because then you open the vault door. The vault door opens. The part that sucks is that there's no quick way through here. The only thing that is somewhat annoying is actually navigating. Then we can drop down. I do wish they made more use of the functionality of the boost pack, though, because when you're in zero gravity mode, like we were there, you can press Y to go up and B to go down.
For all the effort we're going through, I hope there's bound to be something valuable here.
Geez, Sarah, you want to say that again?
Not gonna last much longer.
Yeah, she fell. Oh, Lord! That's horrifying. Yeah. And then this was a master lock. Yeah, I remember this place now. We've been here. Son of a bitch. Of course we have. Why am I not surprised? Alright, well, might as well make the best of it.
You definitely know your way around a lock.
Jesus Christ. I forgot about eons, honestly. I forgot these existed. They're just such a weak, boring pistol. There's zero animation to it. It looks cool, don't get me wrong, it's just so lame compared to the other guns in the game. Extended magazine doubles the base capacity. It's nice, but it sucks, because it's super low level, because we're in a level 1 area. Yeah, and the fact that there is two things in here tells me that yes, I have indeed been in this place before.
If you don't need it,
Which is a little disappointing.
I'll be happy to take it off your hands.
Yeah, and I don't think she'd be saying that otherwise if I wasn't, because I'm not over-encumbered. So this is definitely supposed to be, like, your baby's first delve. Do you know what I mean? Baby's first dungeon. You're very obviously intended to come here early. But if there's no... Oh my goodness, get out of my way. But if there's no actual, quests directing you to those places, which I do think there is. I just don't even remember what it was because it was so dull. And I think it was also very dull because I was in the Crimson Fleet by that time as well. So, whatever intense, action-packed stuff would have been happening simply didn't, because they weren't gonna fight me anyway.
This derelict could be highly unstable. We should limit our
I
time
pressed the
aboard to
wrong
only
button.
I picked up something you might be interested in.
Oh, what the hell?
Clamps released.
What was that? Interesting. Interesting. So yeah, that's a little disappointing. I mean, I guess it's nice to actually go through it as intended and have to fight people, but I was hoping for a little bit more. I'm probably just going to end up cutting all of that out if that's the case, because that's so lame. You know, I was expecting so much more, and we got, like, nothing. But I guess we can hit the, Star Station RE-939, because there is some interesting stuff going on there. And it's actually one of the few places I genuinely remember. Because this location is actually referenced in the very beginning of the game. It is the star station that was attacked by Varun Zealots. And I can't remember if I mentioned this either on the multiplayer channel or earlier in the playthrough, but this...
Communications system critical. Hail terminated.
This place very much feels like it's part of a cut quest line, or just straight up cut content entirely. I have a feeling that most of the Varun
Docking procedure
anything
complete.
was cut from the game. Pretty late in development,
Head
I
to
would
my
say.
crew position.
Nice. Medic uniform? Yeah, I'll take it. I don't even think I have one of those yet.
Hello.
But yeah, this is also supposed to be a place that you can come to relatively early. Jesus Christ, Vasco.
Another successful flight. Captain Howell, it is pleasant to see you.
And they really just straight up killed everybody in here. That's one of those things, too, is like, man, I would like to know why the Zealots do half of the things they do. Like, I understand religious zealotry, but why? You know, there must be a reason more beyond, your God is not my God, die. Whoa. UC-Sec Star Law spacesuit. I don't think I've seen that before. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll take that. That's kind of neat. And then the security helmet, yeah, I've seen that. Something just tried to do something. Not sure what. Alright, this opens up the rest of the star station.
If you're searching them, make it quick.
I love how stealth really is just not a viable thing. I mean, I say that using an unsuppressed pistol, like, oh, stealth sucks in this game. But it's really not. It's really not as good as it used to be. It's not as overpowered as it was in Skyrim, because there's a lot of times in Skyrim where it's like, man, they should not be able to see me. But there's also some bullshit magical elements to that, and with this game there isn't, which I can appreciate. Team goals: establish culture, perform audit, tighten budget, improve documentation, specter management, supervise, provide, engender the appropriate amount of fear, correct, train, expect, repeat. Jesus. Helena Chambers, yeah. So we'll remember Helena Chambers all the way back from, like, episode fucking 3 as the snooty Karen that used to run this star station. But you'll also know that she's the one that really didn't help at all, and now works at a Terra Brew Coffee, which is hilarious. I think it's funny how she's like, oh yeah, safety this, safety that. Meanwhile, they get attacked by fucking terrorists, effectively. And the entire station crumbles and a bunch of people die. Ooh!
Sending one!
Sorry, you don't need to do that. Come on. It says there's a shit ton of enemies here, though. I mean, clearly the entire base is crawling with zealots at this point. But it makes me wonder, like, what do they want with this place, and also why... It makes me wonder why no one was sent to save these people, right? Or why is nobody clearing out zealots after they've attacked the base? Nice double kill there. That was actually kind of slick. Yeah, I don't know about that, Sarah. Flora Control Center, huh? Not sure what I just opened, but okay. Alright, we know there's a guy in here. Man, he came running. He had a shotgun too, so that would have fucked me up. Just a tray of money. Don't mind if I do. The music's really popping off for some reason. Not sure why. What does that give me? Fiber? Huh. Huh. These we've seen before. I don't remember where, though. But that was definitely on a weird, unique location. But those other plants, I'm pretty sure those are, like, Varun plants. Like, this stuff was definitely things we saw in the embassy. This one specifically, I think this is, like, the tree that causes all the hallucinations or whatever. So there's definitely... I guess... maybe that's why the Varun attacked this place? They wanted to get their, Oh. They wanted to get their tree back or whatever? Or maybe it's heresy or something like that to utilize a tree in this way. Some nonsense like that, I'm sure. So at least there's, like, a semi-evident reason for it, but, like, if you don't know, you won't know. Which I guess is a good thing, in a sense. I'm not opening that. Ooh. It's just a regular-ass pacifier, though. I'm never gonna find one at my level. I'm so mad about that. Yeah, that's kind of neat, though. I like how they sort of accounted for why. What the fuck are those? Requires computer. Yeah. Good. Not really sure I want to open that door. Ugh. So this was a research station. They were doing research on all sort of creatures and shit, I'm guessing. Sarah, where are you? What are you doing? Are you still trying to shoot the creature? We can't get in there. Relax. There's nothing in there. I see some harvested organs or something in there, but I don't see a door to open it. Perhaps this. Open doors. I love how there's just no details on anything else about this place. Just open doors. Gee, thanks. Gross little things.
Bad.
Whoa!
What hit me?
Yeah, what hit you indeed? Why are these things so high leveled compared to everything else? Where'd the other one go? Keep loading the shotgun. Why are you doing one shell at a time? Ooh. Dude, that thing is horrifying. Ugh. Look at that. That's suggestive. Jesus Christ, Sarah, don't scare me like that. Server room, nothing in here. This music's really going crazy. It's funny how the music never really seems to work when it's supposed to. That's something else I've noticed about this game, is there's a lot of music playing when it really shouldn't be. Ew, what the fuck? I hear them. They're definitely like a floor above me or something. I don't know how to get up to them, though. Living. There's some living quarters. Here we go. Some fancy schmancy living they got here.
You're hauling is seriously slow.
Oh, that hurt! God damn! Alright, Sarah. They are in there. Rapid Bridger, huh? Okay, they do actually have orders, so I can take that and read it. Oh, jeez. Star Station staff. God damn. At least he's not naked. I don't know why he's wearing clothes in the shower. Maybe he was hiding in there. Any other information lying around that I could take a gander at? Plenty of cash. Sysdef power pack. Yeah, and all that other crap. No thanks. Don't need it. Security computer. Emergency shuttles. Request for more shuttles. Managed to convince the higher-ups to increase the emergency count. Hopefully we'll never use them. Why are some of the administrative officials given priority even over the children? Interesting. Yeah, so it all comes down to Chambers. Security cuts. Now everyone on the team is working super hard. Is it me, or has security gotten lighter on the station? I noticed that too. That's so stupid. Okay, so I'm assuming... So there's actually a bit of... I wouldn't necessarily say clever, but I like how you kind of have to piece together the mystery of this station yourself. I just wish there was, like, a reason to direct you here, if that makes any sense. I wish that I had a reason to come here outside of, oh, there's a base over here, you know? Like, if an activity thing popped up when you talked to those people when you first arrive on New Atlantis and it says, hey, maybe you should go check this thing out, that would make sense. Children on the station. Worried about the long-term effects of space? Absolutely not. Jeez. That's pretty funny. That's actually really funny, considering that's how she ends up. She ends up a quote-unquote overqualified barista. Bobby Katz, that's the kid, right? Was it who did we meet in the beginning? There was one kid that we met. It was either Michael Baines, because I remember his birthday was like May something. It might have been Bobby Katz. Interesting. Notice he mentioned per diem cred stick, implying that a cred stick can be restocked with money. So, how do cred sticks work? Have we ever actually figured that out? Just want to remind all residents, starting this week, we'll be performing emergency evacuation drills. Anyone else annoyed by how confusing they are? Not to mention it's all theater. The alarm is sounding and people are dead. I suspect we all be, but Dr. Bosch fought off the attackers and bought us some time. Still, it won't be long before they breach the doors, and so few of us are making a mad dash to the warehouse shuttle. I told Bobby to find Administrator Chambers. I had a feeling she'd flee rather than adhere to the new protocols. Given her personal protection detail, I assumed that she'd be the safest place. That would be the safest place for him. But now I don't know. Dr. Bosch says Helen is missing, and he's staying behind to look for her and Bobby. Martha, forgive me, I'm such a fool. Dr. Bosch promised he would find our boy, and I have no choice but to believe him. I've got to find Martha and get her to the evacuation port before it's too late. We're being boarded right now. Everyone's rushing to the shuttles, but I'm not leaving without my sister. If you're reading this, Samira, meet me in the storage closet. I know things look bleak, but we'll figure something out. Jeez. Storage closet, huh? Storage closet. Was that downstairs? Was that was that expert lock that I refused to pick? I guarantee it is.
If you're overloaded, we should stop and prioritize what we're carrying.
Yeah. Did I loot this guy? Yeah, I think he did. Storage closet. Where was that? Was that like right? It was in one of these kind of rooms, I remember. Definitely not in here. Such an elaborate layout. Because I'm assuming those people did not make it. Just a hunch. It'd be funny if they did, if they were still alive. Maybe I should open that door. That's too interesting of a thing to happen, though, if I'm to be frank. Like... Here we go, this. Let's pop it open. Oh, there's nothing in here. There's some harvested organs, which I will take because I would like some cash. I'm a little low on cash because I spent most of it on remodeling that ship and a couple other things. There were a couple of other locked doors, though, weren't there? Or no, I guess they weren't locked. They were the ones that were locked by the security protocol over somewhere else, right? They were like on this side of things? Yeah, I remember now. Weird. I didn't see I don't see another storage closet that they could be talking about, though. So I'm not really sure what they're referring to in that regard. Plenty of strange creatures lurking around here, though. Yeah, nothing in here. There was nothing in this one, right? Yeah, just some tanks of water. Huh. Well, I guess that's all this particular place has to offer. Quick little area, frankly, but... Oh, hello. Storage closet. Here we go. I don't even think I came over this way. Maybe we're not done yet.
Well, that lock didn't last very long.
Oof. Yeah, he didn't make it. He did not make it. Disassembler Grundle Coachman. It's weird how they took the time to name everyone in the logs, but not the bodies on the floor. I find that very strange. So this is right back at the front where we were, I remember now. Damn, so I really just skipped past that storage locker, I just didn't even see it. Yeah, I guess that's it, that's the whole base, at least I assume, because there's no local map to look at. Oh yeah, I can read the orders. Let me read their orders. Holy crap. I totally forgot about that. VVV for Varun. Where's that hiding at? Way down here. So Varun Zealot orders. Oh, it's totally generic orders.
Now is the time. We must spread the word of the
Yeah.
Great Serpent across the settled systems. We must speak. And if the unbelievers refuse to listen, then they will be purged. We must go to their places, where they are, where they were, where they will be. We must pave the galaxy with scales, and all who stand before us will fall.
That's disappointing. I was hoping that it would be a unique set of dialogue specifying why they came to this one, but I guess not. Huh. Did we go in this way? No, we went up top, so where does this lead? Is this a part we haven't seen, or is this just a different angle of entry? I think this is just a different angle of entry. Although that being said, it doesn't look like I actually came in here. Oh yeah, this is exactly where we were. Okay. Alright. Well, let's get out of here and hit the next spot, which, I guess we'll do the Almagus next. What? No, I don't want to do one space station after another. There's a couple of spots that we can visit that are like quote-unquote unique locations. So I think we're gonna go take a look at all of those.